Hi. I'll be doing exercise 12 for the chapter 3 homework. And this problem is asking me to make a clock out of turtles and dash lines. So let's start by putting in the basic turtle settings. I'll be labeling my turtle as T and change its shape to an actual turtle shape instead of the pointy mouse as default. How I want to approach this problem is to create a series of functions where I building blocks where I can put them all together into one big function that will eventually make this clock. So the first function I want to make is to move the turtle from its center to this dash line right here. I'll just label it as turtle move. Where SZ is the distance from the turtle at center. Distance between the turtle at center and the dash line. So what I'll be typing is TPU to make T not create a line as it approaches this dash line. So all you have is an empty space. And then I would make it move forward SC distant. And then for the last one, I will make it and put the pen down so it would start drawing. And that's it for this function. Next thing, I'll be making a function for this section where it creates a dash line, a gap, and then a turtle. I'll label it as turtle stamp with T, ST, where ST is the length of the dash line and the length of the gap. Separately, but they're all equal to that length. So I would say this. The first command it will perform is to move forward ST amount, which will ultimately create this dash line right here. Then I will make it pick up its pen, so there will be an empty space as it's moving. Then I will make it move forward 2 times its ST length, because the gap counts as 1 ST, and then the turtle counts as an ST, where it will put down the stamp. And then the final one would be T stamp to make the turtle imprint. The last thing a function I want to make is is to call the turtle to go back into the center. So I had to make a function where it calculates the distance, the whole distance from here to here. Let's label it as return to center with st and sz, because I'll be adding those lengths together for the total distance from the center to the imprinted stamp. And in this function, the commands I will label, there's going to be a variable where I have to assign the whole distance from here to here. And so the whole distance would be the length of this, which is sz, plus one more length of st for the dash line, another length of st for the cap, and another st length for the turtle right here. So in total, it would be 1 sz length plus 3 times st length, and that will give us the whole distance of the hand. And now I want the turtle to return back to the center, so instead of going forward, I will make it go backwards with tfd negative total distance. And now we just put all three of these functions together into a final function where it makes one hand and then rotates as it goes. So I added an error variable to this function, which is the n, and it represents the amount of turtles that the user wants to stamp on the clock. I don't think it's necessary, but I just added it in there for flexibility. So now I'll be assigning a variable called turn angle, that will tell the turtle to turn turn clockwise by a certain amount of degrees based on how many n value they inputted, which is 360 divided by n. I should tell this too. Alright. Now that we have our turn angle, we just put everything into a for loop that will continue with the length, continues the function of making a length turning until it makes a full cycle around for the clock. the final command that the turtle didn't do is TRT, which tells the turtle to make a degree turn to the right. So basically it will make a clockwise rotation to make the clock. And I'll be using a variable from up here. And the final step is to call it. So clock t comma 100 for the space between the turtle and the dash line, and 10 for the length of the dash line and gap, and 12 for the amount of turtles we want to put on the clock. And now we just test run it. Oh, I think I forgot to put parentheses here. Oops. Now it should work, hopefully. Oh. So apparently I put the ST and SZ in the wrong slot. That's why the dash lines appear wonky on the clock. Oops. So yeah, the SZ length should be the longer one, right here. And SC one should be the shorter one, which corresponds to the right number. This time I think it will work correctly. And there you go, clock.